Hey sweethearts, it's Nick Venus once again tapping in. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on all post notifications so you can be notified every time I upload. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about why I have no friends. Okay, so basically it all started like about 8 years ago. I talked about this a little bit in one of my past videos. And it was when I first started working a graveyard shift. So it was like a truck site, okay? So it was a truck site that the big rig trucks would drop off their trucks, but they still had the merchandise in the truck. So they had, like, you know, lock pads on it, and my job was to basically walk through there with the flashlight and check and make sure nobody's broken into the truck. So mind you, girl, the site was in the middle of the damn boondocks, in the middle of nowhere. Never seen not one person, not one human being. All I seen out there were animals, literally. That's it. So basically, at that time, I started to find myself, you know, like, and I learned around that time, I learned that you are literally only a copy of those closest to you. Literally, like, you may not realize it or notice it. The people that you surround yourself with the most, you're basically gonna become like a copy of them. This is what I learned, because everything rubs up on you. You know, their vibe, their energy, their dislikes, their likes, it rubs on you. So you're basically whatever they are. So if they're dogs, you're gonna be a dog. If they're hoes, you're gonna be a hoe. If they're drunks, you're gonna be a drunk. If they smoke all the time, you're gonna be smoking all the time. Whatever the case may be, whatever they are is gonna rub off on you, and you're just gonna be a reflection or a copy of them. So, and this is what I learned when I was spending time by myself. And I told y'all that, yeah, I looked into, you know, physical things. You know, like I would start experimenting, listening to different music, listening to, you know, different things and looking into different things and different cultures and everything. I told y'all that part, but I didn't tell y'all that at the same time, I was meditating as well. And I was like really, really deep into spirituality. So I was like seeking the truth, you know, seeking God, and really, really deep into spirituality. You know, like I would read like spiritual books, like self-realization books, religious books, like everything, right? And I would meditate as well, girl. And it's like you, like, I don't know, during the meditation, you know, you look up and you see in the reflection, you see, you know, what you really are. You see what's within you. And that happened. So I don't know, something like clicked, you know. So then I started, you know, I started realizing, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. The best analogy that I can make it, like, if we were gonna look at it material wise, like say financial, money wise. Okay, imagine like somebody that reached like a millionaire level. They elevated up. Okay, when they reach like a millionaire, they're not gonna relate to people that are still doing the same old bullshit. You know, they're still, you know, want to go out and party, want to get drunk, want to smoke, want to just sit on the damn couch and smoke all day. Basically, like, if you look at it from that perspective. So, but imagine on a physical, a mental, you know, elevation. You know, like imagine on that type of level, spiritual, mental, you know, like type of elevation thing. So basically I started leveling up, girl. I started leveling up, and at the same time I got off of social media for 6 years. So I got off of social media so I could have no distractions. I got deep into spirituality, you know. I was finding myself and everything, you know. So I started leveling up, and then it's crazy because then I got back on social media and people were doing the same old bullshit. They're doing the exact same shit. They're talking about the same New Year's resolutions that they had 4 years ago, you know, doing the same shit, the same profile pic, the same, like, everything. So it's like, I don't know, just something happened. I feel like once I started getting into that spirituality and everything, I feel like God has been like keeping people at bay. I mean, if that makes any sense, that's what it almost feels like. So now, you know, and I realized like back in the day, like I had a best friend, and like even the littlest, the simplest things, you know, like we'd be like, you know what, let's go for a ride in our car, let's go for a ride in the car, and let's blast music and dance and sing and, you know, act a fool. And it was fun, you know, it would give me life, you know, it would give me life. And it was like reciprocation, you know, like I'm giving them energy, they're giving me energy and bring me life, you know. But now I realize everybody just wants, they just want to take, you know, they just want to be in your presence, they just want your attention, they just want your energy, you know. It's not the same. Like I could be around people, you know, a group of people, and feel like I'm by myself, you know. Or I notice everybody just stares at me. It's weird. Like you know, you see people in your peripheral and shit, like you know what's going on. So you're walking and they're just staring at you, just weird. It's like they just want your attention, you know. Or you're walking past them and you hear them go or get loud or something, because they want you to look at them. Like they want your attention so bad. It's like they want your energy so bad, you know. So I realize now everybody's just selfish. Everybody just wants, you know. So it's like I could be talking to somebody and I just feel like they just like draining, you know. It's draining talking to people. Like they just, you know, it's hard to explain, you know. So I don't know. It's just weird. Like even sometimes I'll put my headphones in, I don't want to be bothered, and still, especially when I put headphones in, I don't want to be bothered. Then somebody will be like, hey, how's it going? Hey, can I ask you something? Hey, you know, like it's weird, you know. It's like it's almost like they want your attention, you know. So it's I don't know. It's hard to explain. And then it's like I get way more work done. I focus more and could do, like, you know, I just blow people away when I'm by myself, you know. Like if I'm working on something, working on music or whatever it is, I stay focused and I get more. I'm able to tap into more stuff and do everything better when I'm by myself, you know. So it's like after I started, you know, looking into spirituality and seeking it, like really seeking it, you know, I started becoming like introvert. So girl, and I remember I remember I'll tell you a dream. I remember when I was like looking, you know, like reading the books and looking into spirituality and stuff, you know. And I remember I had this one dream, you know, because I'm the type of person, I don't trust people, you know. People, human beings lie. They lie about everything. They give you half truths with half lies. They don't ever give you the truth. So I'm like, you know what? I want the answers from the source. I don't want to go through a human being because they lie about everything. If that makes sense, right? So I'm like, yeah, I want to talk to God directly. Like, give me God. I don't care. Like, I had that in my mind. Like, nope, I want to talk to God. Nope, nobody else. Right? And then I remember that night, I was like, you know what? I had a dream, and I'm like, I'm going to go up there and talk to God. So I flew up. It was great. I flew up to the clouds, and I was on top. I was like up there with heaven, right? And then I'm like, okay, where's God at? And then I remember all there was little kids. Like literally, I'd say from the age of maybe 3 to like 7. There were no adults. I didn't see not one adult. I didn't see, you know, I didn't see God, but you know, I didn't see not one adult. I just seen kids from the age from 3 to 7, right? And I'm like adult, this big ass adult, you know, up in there, and I'm like, yeah, I want to talk to God. And I remember one of the little kids, he's like, oh, God is so beautiful. That's what he said. He said, God is beautiful. And he said, okay, I'm gonna lead you to him. And then he grabbed my hand, and I'm over there walking with a bunch of little kids, you know. And then, girl, I remember, like, it was like the more I was hanging around with them, the more I felt like a little kid. So I started like transforming into a little kid, and we were all playing and stuff. And I just remember, girl, I remember the feeling. It was like unreal. It was like the best feeling that I've ever felt in my entire life. Like imagine all the good feelings all at once. It was like that. So I'm like, I don't want to leave now, you know. Like it was the best feelings like ever. I'm like, I don't want to leave, you know. It was weird. And then I woke up and I'm like, dang. And then I realized, I was like, you know what? The only ones up there is people that are like children. If you ain't like the children, pure and innocent, you ain't going. Because these kids were pure and innocent. There wasn't no adults. There wasn't no transphobes up there. There wasn't no cheaters. There wasn't no drunks. There wasn't no, you know, like how, you know how adults are, you know, like they always gotta prove everyone, you know, wrong and prove themselves right. There wasn't nothing nothing like that up there. You know, it was just pure, innocent children, childlike. And the more I hung around with them, the more I became like that, you know? So that's what I know. If you ain't like the child, okay. So anyways, so yeah, so I was deep into spirituality, and the very next day I was at the beach, and this one guy, he gave me a spiritual book. It was like self-realization the very next day after I had that dream. So I was like, girl, I was on a journey. I'm like, I'm trying to find the truth. I don't want to go through a human, you know. I don't want to hear from a human being, because they lie about everything. So so yeah, so girl, so I don't know. So what happened is I started becoming, you know, introverted. There's people out there that are introverted or have no friends, but they feel lonely. I don't feel lonely, you know. Like I tend to be like, if there's people, like say there's people that come over, say family members or something, and we're all hanging out, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I'll socialize for a little bit, but I'll go in a room or something and I'll be chilling by myself, you know, like that's how I am, you know. Like I'm always chilling by myself. I'm always working on something. Like I'm just like focused, you know, focused. And like I said, for some reason, I feel like God keeps people at bay, you know, like for a reason. Like I feel like he's like, okay, you need to focus on this. I don't want nobody, you know, around you to throw you off your game, to distract you or anything, you know. Just trying to think if I went over everything. Yeah, so I just felt like talking about that, you know. If you have no friends, you know, don't feel lonely or anything, you know. Don't feel lonely or anything about it, because it might be a blessing in disguise, you know. You might learn so much about yourself. That might be why you were placed by yourself, to learn to find yourself. Because like I said, you can't find yourself if you're surrounded by people. You have to be by yourself, you know. Think about it. Everything rubs off on you. So if you don't have nobody around you, then you're just gonna find things that, you know, that you like, or things that you would never known. You be like, oh, you know what, I would have never known that I like that. I would have never known that I was into this. I never, you know. You find them on your own because you have no influence. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for future videos. And until next time, guys.